Hello, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me again. And thank you so much to all my Aquarius friends out there for leaving your comments. I really do appreciate it. So Aquarius, this week from Le Vampire, you pulled the Call of the Night, Daring, Adventure, and Excitement. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Expansion. Now the Call of the Night I love because the blessing here is just this barrage of words. So it says attraction, stimulated, daring, unexpected, thrill, danger, change in circumstance, drawn to the occult, unknown, wish to understand, experimentation, challenges, and tests. This card is about getting out of your comfort zone and seeking out things that you normally wouldn't be doing and meeting new people. And that is where expansion from Chakra Wisdom is coming through. The card at a glance really does talk about this. It says that your life is changing as you move away from the old way of relating to others. New people are entering your life. Relationships may no longer work. You need to reach out to those who are in the same vibrational frequency of personal upliftment. Call upon higher companions to advise you at this time. This is the part of your life that is expanding. It is the people that you have in your life. The inspiration also warns about staying away from anyone who is critical of your dreams. So for a lot of you, this could be a change of friendships, especially when you're looking at the Call of the Night. But these are people who are going to support you. But again, there's the warning of staying away from people who are not supportive of who you are and what your dreams are. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The King of Cups. So some of you may be dealing with a water sign. And I do see this as another person. Aquarius, when it comes to emotional problems and issues, they don't let that affect them. I mean, you guys are really clear cut on the way that you communicate and the way that you think about things. You don't let your emotions cloud your judgment ever. And then you also have a tendency to look at other people who are emotional as, why are you letting that get to you? Like, you see things a little bit more clearly, where for some people there's a need here to look at emotions. And this can definitely represent a water sign that some of you may be dealing with. Now, if you're internalizing it, it's looking at you having wisdom over your emotions, which absolutely. But I think this is another person. And in the past, the High Priestess. Now, when it comes to Aquarius, I think the High Priestess is perfect for some of you because you guys have amazing, amazing psychic abilities. Looking at the High Priestess as a past coming through, this could definitely have to do with things that are coming to light. It's a little bit different than the moon, like secrets being revealed, some hidden wisdom here, some hidden knowledge. That may have to do with a person and you needing to pay attention to your intuition when these things start surfacing. But, I'm looking at that King of Cups and I'm kind of wondering here. Let's see what else is going on. So in the present, the Two of Swords, yeah. I really think that for some of you, you don't know what the hell to do about this water sign. And I do think it is. And if it's not, this is somebody who is emotional. When you're looking at the High Priestess and the Two of Swords, this is something coming to light about this person, and I don't think that you know what to do about it. I think you see it, but for some of you, you may not really wanting to be dealing with it, almost. And for a lot of you, you could be guarding yourself emotionally too, which is very much a part of the Two of Swords. But, not knowing what to do about this person, like, what the hell, what do I do here? Yeah, future conditions... Looking at the Devil and seeing the High Priestess and the King of Cups, I really do think that this is somebody that may be causing you some problems. I get the feeling here that some of you feel like you need to fix them, is what it feels like. The Devil, though, is saying that, you're attaching yourself to something that you know is no good for you. And it could definitely have to do with you dealing with difficult emotions that you're not really dealing with in the right way. But when I look at expansion, what you're pulling here, I just think for some of you, you're just not knowing what the hell to do about this water sign and you're like stuck, and looking at it this way. Yeah, I do think that this is another person that's causing you to have to deal with negative thoughts, negative emotions, feeling like you're stuck with them. and you just don't know what to do. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic relationship. This could just be somebody external that you're dealing with. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this. But it's like you're not dealing with it either, though, here. Your best path to follow, the Empress. I really do think that that's telling you that you need to play like the mother figure role for some of you. Honestly. When you look at the Empress, you know, it is giving birth to new ideas. Right? It's abundance, indulgence, manifestation through love. But this is the mother figure. It's about nurturing things. And maybe there's a need for you to be a little bit more nurturing when it comes to dealing with somebody else who is having emotional difficulties, because both of you are affected here. Both of you are. And it's like, what the hell do I do? And I think the High Priestess and looking at the Empress, I mean, you're pulling out some powerful feminine energy here. There's a need for you to tap into your ability to be a little bit more nurturing with this person. And, you know, I really do think that your intuition is going to guide you here when it comes to dealing with this situation. But it's like you need to start paying attention to that. But you're torn between the two. Feeling like you're stuck with this person, not really knowing what to do, but not really listening to what your intuition is telling you. And I think here it's just saying that maybe you need to be a little bit more nurturing. And I don't think that, you know, you guys are intentionally being harsh with anybody. I think you're just like, you know, why are you being so emotional about this? I don't get it, you know. In your environment, the Five of Pentacles, ooh, yeah. So, you know, looking at it in terms of dealing with financial difficulties involving a person, they may be causing a strain on you. But then the other thing is, too, here, looking at it in your environment, I don't think that pushing this person out may be the right thing to do, not with the Empress sitting here. I'm seeing like this storyline involving somebody who is like emotionally difficult. You know, and then expansion too. Definitely you want to cut out people who are not supportive of your dreams, but for some reason this person has some importance. Otherwise they wouldn't be the signifier. The call of the night is definitely going with the High Priestess, you know. Your psychic abilities are amazing. I mean, that's known for Aquarius. You know, but I think for some of you, you have a pull towards something else here, but you're having to deal with somebody else that I don't think that you should be pushing out. You know, because when you look at the Five of Pentacles, right, it's being left out in the cold. But I think that that's what you end up doing. Because, you know, what the hell do I do about this person? Like, you're just not really clear on how to handle them. You know, and then it could be reversed here too as well. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who's pushing you out. That may not really be that great for you. And maybe you need to be a little bit more nurturing towards yourself and paying attention to your intuition. But I'm looking at this as, you know, what you end up doing out of the situation and not knowing what the hell to do about this person. Your hopes and your fears. Oh yeah, this person does have importance. And for some of you, it has to do with a relationship. And, you know, some of you could be hoping here to have a restart in a relationship with somebody. But looking at the Devil, though, as future conditions, you know, it definitely could be a situation where you need to get rid of some bad thinking. You know, old habits, old ways of thinking and doing things, right? But I get the sense that for some of you, there's a feeling of being stuck with this person, but not really knowing what to do. Maybe you need to be a little bit more nurturing. And then the Ace of Cups is saying maybe there's going to be a restart here. You know, the Ace of Cups is about connecting with spirit too. There's spirituality here too. You know, I mean, for some of you may be fearing that there isn't going to be a connection too. I mean, looking at it, right? And then the outcome, justice. Wow, look at it. Look at it. Fairness and balance, and more importantly, fairness and balance in relationships. Looking at the Ace of Cups underneath that, for those of you who are dealing with a person right now that may be having some difficulties looking at the Devil, I think it's affecting you, and you're really not sure what to do. There's a need here for you to really start tapping back into your intuition and be a little bit more nurturing. Maybe not just for the other person, but for yourself as well. Because seeing the Five of Pentacles, somebody feels like they're being left out. And then, you know, the person could definitely be causing you some financial strain, and seeing justice come out. Yeah, right. Having those wrongs amended. But that's on both sides when you're looking at justice as the outcome here. But seeing the Ace of Cups, you're either fearing this or you're hoping for it. You know, it could be fearing that it's not going to come through, hoping that it will, fearing having to go through another cycle with somebody that you just don't know what to deal with. I mean, there's different ways of looking at this, but I do feel, Aquarius, that you have somebody emotional in your vicinity that you don't know what to do with. Some of you might actually feel stuck in a situation. Others of you are, you know, casting this person aside. And the Empress is trying to say, hey, that there's a need here to be a little bit more nurturing with them, I think. All right, Aquarius, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. But, you know, with justice being overall here, whatever wrongs you're dealing with the devil, those things are going to be balanced out. All right, Aquarius, I'm telling you, the feeling around this is a little bit confusing looking at the reading, but this is really clarifying it. Expansion. People, expanding the people that are in your life. It's the same thing with the call of the night. Your sacral chakra, that is, you know, your creative center. It's also about sexual energy, and it is stuck. It is stuck right now, and there is a need for you to get it spinning again in the right way. This chakra is blocked by guilt. But I don't think that, you know, I mean, definitely with the devil sitting there for some of you, you could be feeling a little bit of guilt here. And it could be because maybe you're in a relationship with somebody just because you're wanting to have sex with them. That's one of the things. Whatever the case is, though, that chakra is stuck for you. And there is a need here for you to get it spinning again. When you're looking at expansion, it's not just expanding the people that are in your life, but there's an expansion of yourself and your mind and your spirit. This one's difficult. And I do think that it's involving a person that I think some of you are pushing off. And I just think that there needs to be a little bit more nurturing when it comes to this person. Now, you know, for some of you, you're feeling stuck with a person that you don't know what the hell to do with. You know, and your creative center is being blocked because of it. And maybe there's a need to start expanding people who are a little bit more supportive of the things that you're trying to do. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Yes. If you're in a relationship and you're having difficulties right now, you know, there's still chemistry there. It's just that if you're not really talking to this person, you don't know what the hell to do. Well, heart-to-heart conversations is saying it's time to open up. You got to communicate, you know. You got to let this person know how you're thinking, how you're feeling. And not just how you're thinking and feeling internally, but how you're thinking and feeling about them. Otherwise, this chakra is just going to stay stuck for some of you. But seeing justice as the outcome here, regardless, there's going to be a feeling of fairness and balance when it comes to your relationships. But then also here, you know, these wrongs will be amended. You know, to me, it's a good outcome to the situation. And I don't think it's going to be anything bad. It's just, you know, again, there's that feeling of stuck. There's a stagnant feeling in a relationship for some of you right now. And maybe it is time for you to be a little bit more nurturing. Not just to the other person, but to yourself as well. All right, Aquarius. This one was difficult. I really do think that this is a person that is the main focus right now. When you're looking at that with the High Priestess and then seeing the Devil and the Two of Swords, this could possibly be things coming to light. Some secrets that are coming to light either on your end or the other person's. And I think you get to a point where you're like, I don't know what to do. And some of you may be feeling stuck in a situation with somebody that you don't know what to do with. And it's causing a block in your creative center. I mean, seeing that and seeing stuck, yeah. And then expansion showing up twice for you. There's a need here for you to push out people that are not supportive of you. But then when I'm looking at the Ace of Cups and then I look at the King, this being in your hopes and your fears, and then seeing the Five of Pentacles, I don't think that pushing this person out may be the right thing to do. But I think that's what you end up doing because you don't know what the hell to do. And looking at the Ace of Cups, it can definitely suggest for some of you, you know, a restart in a relationship, being in your hopes and your fears. This is a beautiful card. I mean, you know, normally seeing this, I'm like, yes, this is great. But with what's going on in this situation, it's a good thing that justice has come out. Because regardless of whatever's going on here, there's going to be fairness and balance. And wrongs will be amended. And it's on both sides. Because I do feel like with the devil showing up and the Two of Swords, it's affecting both of you. Both of you are being affected by this. Whatever it is that came to light is bothering you both. And I think for Aquarius, there needs to be a little bit more compassion when it comes to dealing with that person. And that's why I say I don't think that pushing this person out may be the right thing to do, because there is potential here for like a restart. But I do think though with the Empress, this being your best path to follow, this is Spirit telling you that there's a need here to be a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more nurturing when it comes to the emotions of others. Which to me makes sense when it comes to Aquarius. And it's not that you don't have emotions, it's that you're smarter than that. You don't let them affect you. So it's understandable that you're looking at another person like, why are you being so emotional? Like, I don't get it. I just think that a lot of you may be feeling stuck in a situation with a person right now, and it may be the reason why the call of the night is showing up for you. There's a pull towards something else, and it has to do with other people. Now, as far as love goes, I think it's interesting that the both singles and couples got 2 cards each this time. When it comes to those of you who are single, keep an open mind and make the effort. This to me is talking about somebody that's meeting somebody new, which you meeting somebody new and looking at them and going, yeah, you know. But there's a need here for you to keep an open mind because this has soulmate potential and you have to make the effort. But I think maybe some of you won't because, you know, you're going to be looking at this person going, you know, no, this isn't what I had expected. But maybe it's something that's worth trying, right? Even though you may have some difficulties. But again, with Libra coming out in justice, fairness and balance in relationships. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship, it's so important. It's so important to communicate the way that you're thinking and feeling, not just yourself internally, but the way that you think and feel about the other person too. But I think you just need to be careful about the way that you do it. You know, again, with the Empress sitting there, you have to be a little bit more compassionate when you're doing that. But there's chemistry there, and it's understandable, right, that the Ace of Cups is showing up, especially if you're dealing with a difficult relationship right now. I just think that make the effort should be going towards both sides here. But I just think that some things are coming to light. You're not knowing what the hell to do. I don't think that they know what the hell to do either. But I don't think that pushing them out is the right thing to do. And I certainly don't think that it's right for them to be pushing you out either. It's both sides. It's both. But seeing justice overall, I do think that there's going to be some balance in this situation. I just think that you need to have a little bit more compassion when it comes to somebody being a little bit emotional about the things that may be coming to light.